Hey, Leo. Hello, Ashley. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Patricia. Carolyn. Hey, Michelle Diva. Where you been, girl? No, I'm going to my post office box today. Hey, Native Star. I miss you too. Hey, Teardrops. Hey, Mama B. Hey, AJBH. I have missed you, AJBH. Hey, Keisha. Hi, Jody. How you feeling? Hey, Angeliki. Hi, Michelle Butler. All right. So let's get started. So I can get to my post office box. All right, you guys. The first card that comes up for today, and this is general for the room first, or anybody who watches this even later live, or actually not live, recorded, for April 27th for Monday. The 10 of Wands is your first card for the room. Your 10 of Wands talks about still holding on to things that you should have let go of. It talks about feeling stuck or stagnant. It also talks about you guys not knowing what direction to go in or what to do from here. Some of you definitely are struggling, which is no psychic coincidence, financially. Again, due to the pandemic going on, I get it. Everybody's frustrations that way are all the same. Definitely feeling as if there's no end in sight or there's no light at the end of the tunnel, but it is there. Be patient. I also feel like there is hope for you where relationships and circumstances, situations occur. For some of you, I'm going to also use assistance of the book that I have called Kitchen Table Tarot. I'm going to use that to help to define some of the cards and the information that you need. With the 10 of Wands, again, this is just from my grandmother, with the 10 of Wands, you're getting tired of either holding on to a situation or you're getting tired of being the one that has to fix everything all the time, or you're getting tired of holding everything together. Somebody else is not contributing or putting the work in, therefore you're feeling overwhelmed. For some of you, with this picture, if you look at the 10 of Wands, the feet are definitely apart from one another. One foot is actually in front of the other, trying to give more strength, trying to use the strength in their legs to hold something up. So you're getting to the point where you're ready to let go. You're ready to turn around and you're ready to go in another direction. You're ready to say, you know what, if somebody doesn't come and relieve me here soon, then I'm just going to let this fall. You're waiting for somebody to put actions in to the words that they have. That's where you're at right now. So the next card up is we have the Fool card. With the Fool card, if you look at this Fool, he's surrounded by a clear blue sky, the bright shining sun, and his little doggy pal, right? He's traveling light, carrying a beautiful rose. Can you see it? He's got that feather in his cap and a smile on his lips. Do you see him? He's surrounded by majesty and beauty, yet he's paying attention to nothing. He's literally paying attention to nothing. In fact, he's about to walk off that bloody cliff. You see it? He's just right about to step off of that because he's not paying attention. I don't see this as a trigger card or a tragic type of a card, but what I do see is this fool is very charismatic. This fool doesn't seem to have a care in the world. And a lot of us need to kind of take this role as a fool right now, not allowing everything to overwhelm you, not allowing everything to build up on your anxiety, causing your panic attacks and worry. Some of you, you're having issues with your hair falling out due to stress. Be careful. He's just walking along, exploring as he goes, very curious. But eventually he walks into the brick wall. Eventually he just smacks his face right into the brick wall because he wasn't looking and didn't see it coming. But when you see him getting close to stepping off this cliff, where this pertains to you is you may not be paying attention to what's going on around you right now or seeing things the way that you should see them. It is something is going to come as a surprise to you, the same way as when he steps off this cliff. He's not going to expect that to happen. Although I don't feel it's a far drop for him. I think it's just a couple steps, but enough to make him lose his balance, maybe fall to his knees and have to get back up. Same goes for you. I feel like you're not paying attention to what's coming. You're either ignoring the red flags, ignoring the messages that you're being given. At the same time, again, like I said, even after you trip up, and there is a trip up coming for many, many, many of you. There's a trip up coming. After you do trip up, yeah, you're going to stand up. You may even laugh and grin about something and say, oh my God, I never saw that coming. Or I can't believe that happened. Once you get through whatever the situation is that's going to approach you, you're going to be able to look back and be like, wow, can you believe that? I didn't even see it. I didn't know it. But you know what? I'm okay. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So that's what you're going to say very soon. Today's energy. You know, when you also look at the Fool's card, the flower that he has in his hand, it is not a bud, but it is a full-bloomed flower. So that's telling me that you are going to grow in this matter. Something is going to teach you something. You're going to learn something because of the Fool card stating that, yes, you're going to take a step without paying attention. You may make a very fast or hasty decision is what it's saying. But in the end result, even if it's not for your better good, even if it's should have been more thought through, you'll be okay from it. It again is another lesson for you to learn. Next card I have is the Magician card. So with the Magician has all of the magical tools in front of him. The pentacle, the wand, the cups, and the sword. But he's not reaching for them. He has his own two hands, one usually pointing up and one which calls to the Wiccan prayer. As above or so below. He is in control of the elements. He is calling the shots, so to speak. The Magician has his own energy to make things happen. He's surrounded by growth and beauty and is adorned with an infinity symbol. So you see the infinity symbol. This is definitely a card of action here when you're looking at the Magician. The Magician can make, again, like you said, make things happen. He has the bower over his head and the flowers are at his feet. It's definitely a card of action. The infinity symbol near his head also speaks of kinetic energy. He's about to make something happen. So for those of you who are waiting for something to come towards you, for those of you who are waiting maybe for that new job, waiting for that relationship, communication to come, waiting for love to come around the corner, for those of you that are single, the Magician here in your reading, for those here in the room, it is saying that something's about to happen, or you are about to make something happen. One way or the other, there's action coming towards you. This definitely also can deal with success where business is concerned. It also talks about that you found the correct path, or you are on your way to getting on the correct path in order for things to start to happen in your life. Definitely know that even though you may not see things falling into place as they should because you're not visualizing them, it makes them harder to believe. But know that behind the scenes, things are being done. Things are being prepared for you. Things are being set up for you. Know one thing for sure, where the Magician is concerned, there's one thing for certain, that you're going to do something. Something is coming. Either somebody else is going to create that action or you are. You may get put between a rock and a hard place so that you're forced to make this decision that you didn't even know that you're going to make. For some of you, you're looking at me like, what is she talking about? What am I going to do? I don't know what I can do. I'm stuck in this house. What can I do? Trust and believe. When I tell you, you're going to do something. The Magician is magic. It's energy. It changes the flavor of this reading right here. It breathes new life and new hope into you. It also gives you the encouragement to not live with lack or without, but to keep grasping for what it is that you desire. Just because we're in this situation right now where we're limited on a lot of things doesn't mean you stop growing, doesn't mean you stop learning, and doesn't mean you stop living. You're just doing it more carefully, okay? All right, next card is for all those who are going to be watching. This is the Empress. And the Empress, we all know. We all know about the Empress card. She's out there lounging in her chair, not sitting up like the other women on the deck, but she's comfortable. And so she's reading, relaxing. Now, when you see all of the growth around with the grass, with the flowers, she's holding the symbol of the divine feminine. And in the earlier decks, she was pregnant at one point in time. So for some of you could be expecting to find out that you're pregnant. For some of you, you may have just had a child. For a lot of you, this card with the moving water, it pretty much presents a lot of action here, but there also could be a water sign involved with an air sign. The energy is definitely flowing from her. For a lot of you, feeling very pretty, feeling very complete, feeling very confident, feeling very encouraged, looking for your new partner. It does feel like love is right there around, but this can also be sexual or sensual, but it can also be the love of a parent for a child, or the love of a farmer for their field. This could be the love of someone for their business. This could be the love of someone for another person, caring for somebody working in healthcare. This card definitely encourages growth. When you think about pregnancies, you think about delight, desires, sexualities, fertility, and sensuality, right? Because in order to get pregnant, you had to have been sensual with someone or intimate with someone. It also talks about you wanting to have this child. Now, for some of you, this isn't about an actual baby per se. For some of you, this is about having some type of growth, spiritual growth, that is going to make a lot of changes in your life. This could be you thinking of a way to do your business at home, to create your own business, starting up something new. This also talks about having that warm feeling, that enveloping love type of feeling. When you get involved with anyone, whether it's your friends, your family, or whatever, they tend to feel growth when they touch you, when you hold their hand, when you're next to them, when you're encouraging them. People tend to feel safer around the Empress. People tend to feel more loved around the Empress. And the Empress does fall under Libra, right? So Libra is a very strong sign when I'm showing the Empress card. The next card that's going to come up and talk to you guys today is the Devil card. Unfortunately, we have the Devil because he shows up when he wants to. But he also shows up when he knows you're doing good. So when you got the Devil mad because you're doing something right, because you're on the right track, and if you get that temptation to do something wrong or to make a bad choice, know that's the devil trying to mess up your plans, trying to interfere because you looked a little too happy. You looked a little too content. So the devil decided, you know what? She's smiling just a little too much. Let me step in here, see how I can mess this up. So be careful, because that devil, he'll haunt you because he can. But, sometimes this devil card isn't about the Christian construct of this devil. It's not always traditional that way. This more talks about booze and freedom and drugs and sex, porn, addictions. This devil card pretty much represents all the things that you really don't want. Some of you may have been fooled as to thinking that porn is the way to go. Sex is the way to go. That's the way to win somebody in a relationship, is to hurry up and strip naked. No, that's going to win the moment, but it won't win the race. So be careful. I don't know of too many adults who are really scared of this. You may believe that this devil is pretty much a bastard, no good, son of a gun, or that he's coming to get you. You may feel like, oh my God, the devil's after me. But if you look real close, the chains that seem to be holding them aren't very thick at all. It's not like somebody can't choose to get out of this. The chains are definitely binding them, holding them still, keeping them there. But it's more of a mind, you know what I usually say, right? So it's usually a trick of the mind, okay? Making you believe that you'll never get free, that you're always trapped, maybe in this relationship, in this situation. Maybe you're feeling like you're trapped in this financial hardship right now. But the truth is, these chains are not so tight or so thick that you can't free yourself from them. So be careful today, because the devil's here to present to you that, yes, even though you're doing well, even though things are okay, when the devil steps in, it scares you like you're going to lose everything that you have. But in fact, it is a wake-up card. It's saying, I am always around here, back here. I'm always waiting to see when you're going to put your guard down so that I can swoop in real quick. But if you're not putting your guard down, if you're staying on top of things, if you're keeping your faith, if you're doing your prayers, if you're believing in God and you're doing what you should do, this devil will stay back here because he knows he has to. Because when you put God in front, he can't get up here. He can't, there's no room. He can't get through. Don't allow him through. So for a lot of you, don't allow that person who may follow in the devil's footsteps, who may live the life of the style of the devil. Don't allow that, because you will, in fact, encounter this next card, which is the Tower moment. So you don't want a tower. You don't want a tower. But again, don't fear this tower. If you know, in fact, if you throw your own cards and you see in a spread that you have the Tower card, don't fear it, because the Tower brings about changes that you didn't have enough courage or strength to do yourself. It also helps people who procrastinate over and over and over again. Sometimes the Tower moment comes in and slaps you right on the back of the neck and says, you know what, wake up. Do something about this. All right. So for a lot of you, you remember when God decided to knock down that tower, and he told us to quit it. It's kind of like when God came down through the rubble and made everyone speak in different languages. Do you remember that? And they scattered. They scattered like roaches. They were flying all over the place. But to sum it up, creation, destruction, confusion, and rebuilding is pretty much what this tower moment speaks about. The tower is about your life dissolving. You've built up this life, this tower, piece by piece, where you were sure about each placement of each stone to build this so-called tower. Then from out of nowhere, the universe reaches down and grabs your little snow globe of a life and shakes the hell out of it. And now what? This also can be about someone hurting you so badly that you forgot who you are. Having someone treat you so unfairly that your breath is literally taken away. This also could be about being deceived or robbed or violated and demoned. It could be about losing part of your identity in one way or another. It can be about divorce. The tower can be about death. It can be about losing a home or a job. It can be about other tragedies, accidents, chaos, or even fear. It's all about rerouting your life, so to speak. That golden crown, you could see, the golden crown gets knocked off the man's head. People are falling thinking, oh shit, bad idea. Do-over. Definitely need a do-over here. Something's not right. But the base of your venture was kind of shabby. Something wasn't quite right in what you thought you were building up. Something was not balanced. Somebody was not contributing to you in the same way that you were. They weren't contributing to that same cause. They weren't believing in it as you were. Somebody's faith was not there with you. This was a one-sided event. Therefore, the tower began to lean. And next thing you knew, everybody started falling out of it. Everybody's, what they thought, their hopes and their dreams and everything, they thought everything was so perfect, when in fact, it was not. In fact, you allowed the fear of failure to be in you so much that you allowed this tower moment to come in and swipe it all away because you didn't do anything about it. For some of you, you were doing something that you thought nobody was watching. You're doing something behind the scenes that you thought nobody could see or nobody knew about, or you thought you did it without anybody knowing, right? Whether that's you made that phone call, whether that's you went and saw somebody, whether that's you cheated on your partner, whether that's you took $20 out of that till, whether that's somebody stole from the church. I don't know who did that, but somebody took money out of the basket. That ain't good. But for some of you, there's something that you've done that you thought you got away with. But you know what? God knows everything that you do. So you may not see a human form who saw you do something, but you will end up answering later on. I don't know who that's for. Next, I'm going to talk about is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is used to help you focus your power and to take action. So the Ace of Wands comes up for you today as saying that, you know what, it's time to stand up for yourself and be strong. It's time to take action. It's time to make things happen. So remember when we talked in the very beginning of this, right? It's going to be interpreted as the universe is going to hand you some good luck. It's going to hand you some good karma, okay? So when we speak about the Ace of Wands, that is always a good card. That is never, ever negative. So if you've had a lot of things happening negative lately, if things felt like it's not quite your own or the way it should be or the way you desire it to be, just know that the Ace of Wands is coming towards you. The universe is trying to hand you something. It's giving you the tools. Now, you know, if you look at somebody who works in construction and they wear that tool belt and they got those tools all over their hips, right? Looking cute too, right? So when they're doing that, They take those tools out, they can create so many different things. But if they leave those tools in the belt, you got the tools, but you're not using the tools that you have, well, then what can you do? What can be done? Nothing. You can't repair nothing. You can't create nothing. You can't build anything. What exactly, other than look cute, what else are you going to do? Nothing. So what good is it? So my point is, you were given the tools to get through each moment. You were given the tools to get through your schooling. You were given the tools to get that job you wanted. You were given the tools to have that family, that child, to be a mother, to be a father. Some of you aren't using your tools. Some of you are taking your tools for granted. Some of you are losing your patience and getting exhausted. Some of you need to go outside and get a breath of fresh air for a second and then come back in. Some of you can go in the bathroom and put cold water on your face and start over. Don't allow your anger or frustration to be taken out, especially on young children. They don't know what's going on here. They don't understand why you're frustrated. They don't get it. They just think you're home playing, and this is great for them. They love it. They see you all day long. But for you, some of you, you're just stressing over it. So be really, really careful with that. So for some of you, to end this daily, know that things are changing quickly. You are going to take some action in certain situations and make things happen. All right. So I apologize to many of you for not getting my daily out every day. Again, this computer is really bad, but I do have supposedly a new computer on the way. I'm still waiting for it. It hasn't come yet. It seems to be problems with the mail or something, but oh, there's HF. So HF knows. So I'm just waiting for things to come through. So we'll wait and see. Hopefully Rima's cousin or sister can get that taken care of, and then we'll see me every single day. But with that being said, I hope, yeah, YouTube, yeah, is a mess, right, Ashley? I know it's not giving notifications and it's not posting videos up. It's not doing a lot of things. Hey, Ashley. So with that being said, hopefully everything goes well for you guys. Stay strong. Don't give up your fights. I'll see you later on. I'm going to come back on today and do a live. Remember that I have an extremely low amount for a personal reading over the phone is $110 US instead of 200. So remember, if you are interested in that reading and you have a week's worth of time to wait for your reading, it will not be done in 1 or 2 days because I already have people in front of you. However, if you are interested in a 30-minute reading, send the money through PayPal, $110. Email me. Make sure I have your phone number in your PayPal payment, but email me and let me know you've made the payment. Okay? I still have room if anybody's interested. Thank you, Anikiza. So we'll see what's happening. With all that being said, things are going to be a little bit tough. But like I said, the readings, hopefully they'll help you out. Let me know what's going on. Remember, same-day readings are an emergency price, so go to my About section and check that out if you need same-day reading, okay? If you have a week's time to wait, then you can get in on the special for $110. Again, it is going to be about 3 days from now. All right, so I will talk to you all soon. See you back on my live. I will be doing $100 mini reads on the live. If you have any questions, I see some people are asking questions on here. So save your questions for the mini reads that I'm going to offer later this afternoon. It'll be $100. So type in the PayPal mini read, $100 mini read. So if you want that, let me know and I'll be back on.